So, so I believe that we're coming on live right now on Facebook. Perfect. Okay, good morning, Facebook. Thank you so much for joining, and just give us 2 minutes because we have to get this video visible to everyone. Give us 2 minutes. We're using a different system. I haven't seen the video yet, but I know that it is on. So just give us 2 minutes. Thank you. I can see the video and I have to be able to share this. Okay. Right, I can see people already accepting the video. Thank you so much for your support, guys. Thank you. I'm just coming in. Just give me one moment. This is getting exciting. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, so Eti, I have it on your page right now. Okay. Yes, so there you go. I have it right on your page. Okay, good morning. Thank you so much for your thank you, Facebook. Just give us a moment. Give us a moment. We're bringing this on. Give us a moment. Okay. Thank you, Facebook. Just give us a moment. All right. So we have the video here. Okay. So it's kind of echoing.
Okay. I think that's because I'm trying to post on the other device. So
All right. Right. Okay. Okay. So guys, welcome to the Civilized Presence. You are in the right place. I can assure you that, at the right time. So we're just trying to get things started with connections, and I have my guest all the way from Africa. So this is why we're going to spend some time to put things together. She is very special to me, and I'm just about to introduce her to you. So welcome, guys. If you're just joining us for the very first time, come on in and share this video on your page. Give me a moment. Yes, I'm just trying to make sure that I have this video everywhere that we should have it. All right, it's gonna be a great session today. We've had a lot of great feedbacks. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Yes, okay. So we have the watch party. We have a couple of pages on, and I can see a lot of people just jumping on in. Do me a favor, come in and say a quick hello. But now, of course, we're using a different system, so I might not see your message right away, but I want you to know that I appreciate you, and we're just getting this started on Instagram as well. Eti, are you ready to go on Instagram?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect. So, good morning, Instagram family. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, Ruth. It's so great to have you here in the house. Morning, Instagram family. Thank you. Come on in. Let me know where you're joining us from. This is exciting. It's the Civilized Presence, and you are in the right place. Usually I'm here every Mondays and Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern time. So we're so much on time this morning. So give us some hearts, give us some thumbs up. And Eti, please come on in to the video on Instagram. Okay. Can you come into the video? And I'm just gonna bring you on the screen right away. We're ready to rock and roll. Welcome, Cynthia. It's so exciting to see you here this morning from Canada. Thank you. Welcome, Joe. It's great to have you. Thank you so much. I can see people just coming in. Guys, thank you for your support. You guys are amazing. Arlene, thank you so much, sister. It's great to have you here. So we're live on Facebook, live on Instagram. Welcome, Bouncy from Canada. It's great to have you here, sister. It's so good to have you here. Guys, thank you so much. Esther, thank you. Baller from London, UK, thank you. Guys, let me know where you're joining us from. I'm so excited. Francis, Dr. Kubi, Mr. Desonier, it's great to have everyone here. We're going to have a fantastic time, guys. Thank you so much for making out time to be here. Okay, so back to the deal. Civilized Presence is an online TV session where lives are changed, where people discover their voice and learn social skills to thrive in the real world. So if you're looking at becoming a change maker, you are in the right place. And thank you so much. There's so much comments coming in. And guys, thank you. Thank you for making out time to be here. I am Louisa Akaiso, for those of you who do not know me, and I am a master civility trainer and a leadership coach with the John Maxwell team. I work confidently with leaders and professionals that place great importance in themselves and their reputation. And of course, that's going to be you this morning because you made out time to be here. I want to say that I really honor you. You are a VIP. So come on into the box and just say a quick hello so that I can announce your name and treat you like a VIP that you are. Welcome, Stacy. It's great to have you. Dr. Kubi, thank you so much for making out time to be here. Mr. Desonia, it is fantastic that you're here. Charles, look at you. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, it's a Monday morning. I'm right here in Virginia, and the weather is so warm this morning. So I'm so excited. I'm pumped up because I guess I don't need some coffee this morning because the weather is warm. Now, where are you joining me from? Come on in and just comment in the box below and let us know what part of the world that you're joining us from. PZ, it's great to have you in the house. Guys, we're going to have fun this morning. Now, I am so honored all of you that you made out time to be here. It's kind of echoing. I'm not so sure what's going on. Um, can you turn down your volume on Instagram for a minute and we'll turn it back on as soon as we're good to shoot to get you talking. Thank you so much. Egubabium, Suleiman, it's great to have you. A lot of people are just coming in. Guys, if I haven't mentioned your name, I want you to know that I love you so much. And I really do appreciate you. And I want to say thank you for the support because without you, the show will not go on. I'm usually here Mondays and Fridays. There are a lot of new people. Timmy, thank you for being here. I'm here Mondays and Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're not following me already, it's So Unique Experts on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. It's Louisa Akaiso. So you want to subscribe to my channel because you're going to have access to a lot more videos. So guys, thank you. You might be asking, welcome, Tammy. It's great to have you. You might be asking, why do we have this series? Now, the main goal of the series is really to help restore civility in our society. All of you will agree with me that civility is a lost art. There's so much pain and hatred in the world, and this is why we make a time every Mondays and Fridays. Really, Stacy Lee, it's great to have you here. Really, to have a conversation on how to break it into tiny and simple bits to teach you why it is so important but simple for you to be civil. And I always say that it's easy. I mean, you can begin with little things like saying please and thank you and welcome, Bimber. It's great to have you, Temi Toller. It's great to have you here. Frank Sesim, it's great to have you in the house. You can begin with little things like saying please and thank you, or even good morning, or share a compliment, just like I'm going to do right now to Etty. I'm saying, Etty, you look amazing and beautiful this morning, and thank you so much for being here. So guys, you know, it's all about sprinkling kindness to people around you. Civility is focused on positive people's treatment, just being responsible for your actions. Apologize honestly if you have to. And you can think about the golden rule, treating others the way that you want to be treated, if that's going to work for you. Because a lot of times when we do things or misbehave, the minute that you ask yourself the question, if I was on the other side of the table, how would I feel? Right there, the bulb comes on and you realize that you have to make some adjustments with your behavior. And welcome, Nathan Samuelier. It's great to have you in the house. Welcome, Ben. It's great to have you. I am Nado. It's great to have you in the house. Sandra, thank you so much for joining us. Guys, Tade, thank you so much for joining. Come on in, guys, and let me know where you're joining from. Just come in and comment with your city, comment with your country. It's a global audience this morning, and I am so excited. But you know what? I want to give a shout out to Nigeria is here. I want to give a shout out to USA. I want to give a shout out to Canada. I want to give another shout out to the UK. If I haven't mentioned your country, you need to put it in the comment box below, guys, because I want to shout out your name. Now, give us some hearts, give us some thumbs up, because the heart simply says, you know what, Louisa, I appreciate what you do. We love you. And the thumbs up is, Etty, you are amazing. We want to listen to you. We're looking forward to hearing you speak this morning. So, guys, that's what we do every Mondays and Fridays. Now, some of you might have seen the post, and some of you are just joining us. Someone invited you. Come on, join. I mean, invite some more people on your page. If this message makes sense to you, I am so sure that someone else on your network is going to find this beneficial and valuable. So you want to invite as much people, start up a watch party on your page, and just get people to be part of what we're doing. Now, some of you might have seen the flyer or the post, but if you haven't seen it, we're talking about touching etiquette this morning. It's such a sensitive topic. Yes, I know that. But I know that touching is really important for effective working sometimes. People want to feel that when you touch them, they feel that you care about them. But also, touching is because God is pros and cons. So touching can be good and touching can be bad. Why? For example, in the workplaces, we've found that there's a lot of conflict cases, and is as a result of some people complaining or perceiving harassment, for example. Some cultures encourage touching and even kissing, but some cultures do not. And so in the civilized presence, we're encouraging you to always take a step ahead and find out if somebody will embrace the art of touching before you go around touching them, and really learning how to touch. Guys, there are different ways of touching. You don't want to be massaging people that you do not know. You don't want to be smushing people and holding them tight when you do not know them. You can touch very gracefully, just tap. And that's something you're going to learn this morning. Guys, this is why you have to hang out with me every Mondays and Fridays, because we teach you we help you to be able to develop the right social skills to strive in the real world. And that's what you need, because you don't want to go into an event and start touching people and squeezing people. Yesterday, I attended a graduation ceremony, and some people didn't know how to touch. I had people come and squeeze me, but that's okay because I'm a hugger. I'm okay. I can allow people to hug me, but when someone is not a hugger, they can really take offense. And that's something you're going to learn this morning. So, first of all, let me introduce you to this beautiful lady on my screen. Her name is Etienying Akpanusong. And please forgive me if I didn't get it right. I'm going to get it right before the end of the session. Forgive me, please. I call her Lady 80 because she's so graceful. If you've seen her, she's so graceful. She lives and walks and talks etiquette. So Lady 80 is a certified etiquette consultant and a professional speaker with years of experience in training children, young adults, company executives, and the general public on etiquette, civility, and public relations. She has been featured in several radio programs and magazines, of course, and also newspaper publications in Nigeria. She also has a good social media visibility where she educates the general public on etiquette through her articles publication. In a world that's slowly losing the basics of good manners and ethical orientation, she has happened to be of great help in molding good mannered laymen for today's world and the immediate future. So, guys, welcome, Tina. It's great to have you. My JMT family is here. I'm so excited. Welcome, Tolu. Welcome, Habert. It's great to have you. Welcome, Salome. It's great to have you here. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Lady Etty, and Lady Etty to say hello to the audience. Over to you.
Hello. Hello, everyone. It's nice to be here. I'm so glad to be on this program this morning. And we're discussing one of my favorite topics. So I'm really excited.
I am excited too. It is so fantastic that I have all my great and favorite people. Ali's here all the way from Canada. Look at that. Adobe, thank you so much for being here. Miss Tolu, welcome. Anana, welcome. Guys, come on. Herbert is here. Tony is here. Sandra is here. Passion for Nigeria is here. Everyone is just here. Guys, is there anyone that's sleeping at home? You need to wake them up. This is the session of the day. This is going to be a really hot topic we're discussing today, touching etiquette. Now, are you one of those people that do not know how to touch, do not know how to hug, do not know how to give a great handshake, do not know how to maybe kiss on the cheek if that's what you want to do? You're going to learn that today, that you cannot, first of all, you cannot hug everyone. And if you have to hug, you cannot squeeze people. Okay, so you're going to learn how to do that graciously. And welcome, John. Welcome, Passion for Nigeria. And so, Lady Etty, how this works is really getting started with the questions. And welcome, Lassen. It's great to have you, Sabir. Get started with the questions and we begin the conversation. Sometimes we have a question from the audience, and guys, bring it on in, because I know people are going to slap me with the questions that Louisa, are you saying that it's wrong to hug? So bring it in, because Louisa is ready this morning. So, Lady Etty, my very first question for you would be, what does civility mean to you? Over to you, Lady Etty.
Civility means, to me, just having respect for yourself and for everyone else. Civility is all about showing respect to your fellow human beings, treating people in a way that makes them feel important, makes them feel respected, because everyone has that sense of importance and they are really going to get offended when you take it from them, be it with your words or your actions. So civility is all about behaving in a way that is acceptable to the people that you happen to find yourself surrounded with. It is simple, it is straightforward, but in order to achieve that, you need to be equipped with the necessary information, because what is acceptable in some part of the world may be totally condemned in another part of the world. And that is the reason why we take out time to inform, to educate on the importance of having this information that would aid you to knowing how to apply yourself in certain situations.
Thank you so much, Lady AT. I think that's such a fantastic definition and a good way to start is treating people in a positive manner. Guys, if you remember, I always say that civility is focused on positive people's treatment. And Marisa is here in the house. Look at that. My JMT family is here. I am so excited. I feel like I'm going to jump this morning. So, guys, welcome. It's great to have you here. Welcome, Joanne. Welcome, Alaja. Welcome, Yinka Rosemary, welcome Adobe. It's so good to have you here in the house. 5897. I'm not sure who that is, but welcome. We love you. Thank you so much for making out time to be here. Guys, come on in and let us know where you're joining us from. Just put it in. Let me know your country, your city. I want to be able to shout out your name like the VIP that you are. And that's what we do here in Civilized Presence. We treat people as a VIP because everyone's life is valuable, guys. So if you're still struggling with what civility is, think about it as the golden rule, treating others the way that you want to be treated. That's a good place to begin from. And so when you come and hang out with me, you can learn little nuggets and bits to begin your day and just start up by being civil. Even if you've never been civil before, you're going to learn something to work away from. So that's going to take me to my next question, Lady AT. The topic of today is touching etiquette. And so, of course, my audience is just waiting to hear from you. Why touching etiquette? I mean, what are some of the struggles that you've seen or challenges in working with people when we're talking about touching etiquette? What are some of the things that people do that they shouldn't be doing? Over to you, Lady Etty.
It's quite huge, judging from the part of the world that I live in. All right. So in Nigeria, for instance, the reason why I decided to take up touching etiquette as one of the first topics I wrote an article on was because you can barely go to a public place, a marketplace, for instance, without having almost all the sellers in the market trying to touch you. It's really irritating. You are not sure what they have on their hands. You really don't have any business touching another person that you have no business with, but they would literally drag you into their shops to come petrol, so you and then you happen to find yourself in an environment that you expect people to be civil. Okay, maybe it's a party that has been organized by an institution that you expect that the people who are in attendance are well informed, well educated, and really exposed. And you find people hugging you after dancing with their sweaty bodies. You find people touching you inappropriately just because they want to get to know you. So it's almost everywhere we're going to. It's in the workplace, it's at parties, is at social gatherings, is at marketplaces. So we're having this experience almost everywhere. And it's just important to know this. You see someone want to admire your hair and they're putting their
I think we kind of lost you for a minute there. We're not hearing you. It looks like her network. And guys, our guest is going to come back. I think that her network is kind of playing some tricky games on her right now, but we're just waiting to have Lady Etty come back. So really, let me just expand on that. So touching, of course, a lot of us are huggers. I am a hugger, but you need to know when is the right time to hug. So what she's trying to expand on really is if you go to like a party and you're all sweaty, that's not the time when you want to hold on someone really tight that is not close to you, someone who is not family. Of course, your family can accept that. Your very close friends can accept that, but someone who doesn't know you, that might not be the best time for you to be all huggy and squeezy at that time. Well, I'm going to try to bring back our guest in the house. Just give us 1 minute. She's not yet here, but as soon as she's here, I'm going to let you know. So another problem that usually that we have, okay, I think she's here now. Just 1 second. Let me try to bring her back on. I'm sorry. I think her network is playing a tricky game. Yes. Okay. So you're back now on. Welcome, Lady Etty. I'm so sorry about what happened to you. Now, can you hear us loud and clear?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I just want to be sure that you're coming back on the screen. Perfect, that works. All right. So really, guys, so what we're talking about is hugging inappropriately. It's okay to hug, but you need to know who you're hugging and how you're going about it. So now, Lady Etty, we're just going to go back to, and you might want to come back in to the live video. Yes, I'm bringing you back on Instagram as well. So let's go to the workplace, Lady Etty. In the
Okay.
workplace, people struggle with that. Okay. And really, with civility, we try to build a respectful workplace. And that's the focus in the workplace. Now, a lot of people, guys, if you can hear me, just give me some thumbs up. I want to believe that you can hear me. I'm not sure what's going on with the connections, but I want to believe that you can hear me. So just give me some hearts, give me some thumbs up. Someone should let me know that you can hear me loud and clear as we continue. All right, I'm getting those thumbs up. Thank you so much. So in the workplace, okay, you have your colleagues. Is it appropriate to just come in and want to hug everyone? Especially if you're working in a company where people come in all the time. Is it appropriate to get up and hug everyone in the office? Because I think people do not know where to stop when it comes to hugging. When you get into a corporate setting, you cannot hug everyone. So that's something that I want you to speak about. So over to you, Lady Etty.
Okay, the rule of touch when it concerns the workplace is pretty straightforward. And with this, you cannot afford to get it wrong. Okay, it's a firm handshake. A handshake is acceptable, and shaking hands correctly is something that we should all learn to do. Now, in the workplace, you begin to get familiar with some persons, and you can move from that level of just being acquaintance to friendship, okay? And when you have been able to transgress your relationship with people in the workplace, it is now okay for you to, based on your relationship with them and how acceptable they are. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, and how acceptable you are to them, you can be able to take it a bit further. You can exchange hugs. And even in hugging people, all you need to do is to read the body language, okay? You try to hug a person and they are not very receptive, they are not want to hug you, you could just make it a very light hug and take a step back and then learn that that person is not very receptive to hugging. So it's very important to pay attention to body language. It has to do with, you can almost know a person who does not appreciate being hugged the moment you attempt to do it, or even by how much distance they give to you while communicating with them. So body language is key because it's not really written on the forehead to be hugged and who does not want to be hugged. But the moment you think you are comfortable with a person and they are comfortable with you, and you think you want to take it a step further and give them a hug, please pay attention to the body language. With that, you can hardly get it wrong.
Thank you so much, Lady Etty. And we have a lot of people who have jumped on. Ricky, it's great to have you. Sam Pitts, it's great to have you. Sister Dulcie, thank you so much. A Mighty O, it's great to have you. Sheila, thank you for being here. Fresh Melodies, NA, it's great to have you in the house. Thank you. K. Abdul Ganiyu, it's great to have you here. Guys, I am so excited that you made out time to be here. If you're just joining us, me Onyx, Chichi Serra, it's great to have you here. So, if you're just joining for the very first time, it's the Civilized Presence, and you are in the right place at the right time. Toko Shimera, it's great to have you here. We're here every Mondays and Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Recently I've been on air quite a number of times because we've been running a masterclass series on what to do when people are rude. So you want to be part of what we're doing. MD Pops, it's great to have you. Official Faz, it's great to have you guys. The topic of today is touching etiquette. And that's what we're talking about. So, Lady Etty, I'm going to go back to you again. Now, most organizations have, representation of diverse of cultures or nationalities, you know, and some cultures accept kissing as a form of greeting. So, guys, when I talk about kissing, it's on the cheek, okay? So listen carefully, guys. Not on the lips, on the cheek, guys. If you can't hear me, let me know. So, some cultures accept as a form of greeting. Now, there are some cultures who accept one kiss on the cheek. Some other cultures accept two kisses. I have seen cultures that do three, and there are even some that do four. Okay, I mean, sometimes it can be a little confusing because you kind of go, you don't really know where to stop. Okay, now what is the appropriate thing to do? Because what I find is that those cultures that accept kisses, the moment you come closer to them and it seems like you want to give them a hug, they stretch out their head and their chin to show you that it is a kiss and not a hug. So, Lady Etty, I want you to talk about that. And I remember that you mentioned about body language. I love that you did that because we always have to pay attention to people's body language before you do anything. So I want you to stress on that, Lady Etty, because this is something that is so serious. I'm going to give you a personal example. I was in an event. I was training at the World Bank a couple of weeks ago. And what happened is the World Bank has got over 180 nationalities in that organization. And so some people needed a one kiss, some needed a two kisses, some needed a three kisses, and another was four. And so what happened is that you're trying to give someone one and they're stretching for the second one. And then they're still asking for the third one. And now there's somebody else who just needed one. And I remember one of the facilitators made a joke and said, listen, if you were expecting more than two kisses, he's going to do it on the lip. And that was a joke. So I want you to be able to speak about that, Lady Etty. What happens for those people who are, who would require the kisses? And I also want you to talk about women with the makeup. When you're all made up and you need to put a kiss on the chin. So over to you, Lady Etty.
Okay, like I did say earlier, the culture differs. So when you are visiting a place, for instance, it is important to equip yourself with necessary information on what is acceptable and what is not acceptable in such an environment. Because talking about kissing, it can be pretty complicated. Some people are just used to the one kiss, and when you try to do two, it's too much. Some are used to two. Two is basically the standard. It's more acceptable, globally, because most parts of Europe accept the two double kisses, so you kiss on both sides of the cheek because they say the other side of the cheek is going to get jealous that you only kissed one cheek. So, but if you're going to a place like Colombia, Argentina, Peru, Chile, and the Philippines, it's one kiss. That's their culture. Okay, but most parts of Europe is two kisses, and America as well. But if you go to a place like, if you go to France, which is also in Europe, for instance, they have places that other regions that is two kisses.
We're losing you. We're losing you.
So how do you
Hello?
know all of these?
Yes,
The
I think
only way out
can you
is to
repeat the
equip
last
yourself
sentence?
with information. You
Can you
just
repeat
have
the
to.
last sentence? We lost you for a bit. Please repeat the last sentence.
Hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Yes. Can you
You can
repeat the
hear me.
last sentence? The last
Okay,
sentence,
so
we lost
I
that.
was talking about France. In a place
Okay.
like France, for instance, they are a bit more touchy. And there are regions in France that accept one kiss. There are regions that accept two kisses. That is in Paris. And there are other regions in France that is the three kisses. And
We're losing you. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but we're losing you. And guys, if you're just joining us for the first time, it's the Civilized Presence. We're waiting to get our guest back. Network is pretty bad. She's all the way from Africa, Nigeria. So Nigeria is in the house. Hoo-hoo. Yes, network. Everyone is complaining. People are enjoying this session and it's gone off again. But I know she's going to be back shortly. And thank you so much, Miss Vera Olaren Waju. It's great to have you here. Holar, Talent Management. It's great to have you here. Zia Clothing. It's great to have you. So guys, so just be a little patient with us because she's coming back on very soon. The network is pretty bad. So we're talking about touching etiquette this morning. And what our guest was dealing with was kissing etiquette because some parts of the world appreciate kissing, but you need to find out. So if you're going to visit, and we had a comment from the audience, a mighty O, yo, says, the Turkish people appreciate kissing. If you're going to visit any part of the world, I want you to go online and get information. If you cannot do that, please ask us, send me an email. I'm visiting this part of the world, because it's going to be so rude that that's the form of kissing, and you're showing up, or that's the form of greeting, and you're showing up trying to give them a hug. It's going to be so rude. That's the form of greeting. You're trying to give them a handshake. It's going to be so rude. It's going to be so embarrassing, especially if you're trying to do business with them. That shuts you out right away. So you have to get enough information and find out who wants the kiss, who accepts the kiss, and not just who accepts the kiss, but how many kisses. For example, you're going to Europe. Some places it's 2 kisses, some of them are 3. And she was talking about Peru. Some countries are even 4 kisses. So you have to take the pain to do that. Now, before our guest gets back on, I'm just going to talk about, just kind of expand a little bit about the sexual harassment. Guys, please, I know that the kissing is appreciated, but Louisa never said you should kiss on the lip. You cannot kiss on the lip. And that's the problem. Some people go crazy with that because they feel that, oh, I'm just going to hug this lady. I've been waiting to hug her. So, of course, because she needs a kiss, it's like boom, 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 boom on the lip. No, you can do that. And don't try to hug too close, because different cultures, different religion will not accept that. So you have to find out what it is. I always just encourage people that try to give a couple of space in between you and the person you're trying to hug. So even if you're trying to hug, you're not giving the tight squeeze hug like it's your daughter. You're doing it from a distance. Give some space, even if you have to do it. And I hope that you can see me clearly. Give some space, even when you're trying to hug. Don't do it huggy squeezing. You can do that. Another thing that you have to do is when you're trying to give a handshake, and that's something she was going to speak about, it's going to be a professional handshake. Do not, a handshake is not a high five. That's not accepted. There's no high fiving. A handshake is not a thumb. Some people do the thumb. No, that's not accepted, because I want to believe that everyone here is a professional. Everyone here is an entrepreneur. Everyone here is a leader. And that's what my clients are about. That's what my audience is about. So I'm teaching you, even if you do not fall in any of that, it's okay for you to change beginning from today. So no high fives. High fives don't work in the corporate space. No thumbs. We don't do that in the corporate space. The only thing that is accepted is a handshake. It's a handshake, and you have to make it really smart. And that's one of the things that our guest was going to speak about. So these are acceptable codes of conduct in the workplace. Now, another thing that I find people doing is that as soon as they see you, they'll give you a pump on your shoulder. That's not accepted. You can't do that in the workplace, okay? You can't do that. If you do that, nobody takes you seriously. So get in the habit of just a really firm handshake, and you're going to give them a couple of inches in between a really firm handshake. You want to give them a really light hug if you have to. Sometimes just a tap on the shoulder, that's it in the workplace. And if you go to a social gathering, find out what's the culture of the people, what are the ages of the people in this place. Do they accept hugging? Some people have the strict hand-off policy, and you will see it. Body language, you're going to see it. You're going to see it on your face. Do not come too close, because that's rudeness. Okay, and so guys, bring in your questions. If you have any questions on this topic, just bring it in and ask all the questions that you have. If there's anything that's been concerning to you in terms of touching, ask all your questions. Another thing is, if you know that you're sweating, do not hug anyone. It doesn't matter if it's in a party or not. Do not hug anyone if you're sweating. Keep your sweat to yourself. You are the only one that enjoys your sweat. Do not put it on anyone. And welcome, Lassen from Morocco. We're coming to Morocco. It's the women's conference is coming up in Morocco, and some of you have been asking me of the women's retreat in Morocco. And send me an email if you want to be part of that. So do not hug anyone with your sweat itself. Women, if you have a makeup on and you have to hug someone, please be careful. Do not put it on their clothing. That's so rude. Do not put it on their clothing. Keep your face away. Do not put it on their clothing. If you have to kiss someone and you have a red lipstick, keep your mouth away. No one wants to walk around with different patches of red, pink, and yellow and blue, depends on whatever lipstick is on your lip. Please, let's be mindful of that. And this is what civility is all about. Just being kind and just positive people's treatment, easing the experience of the person next to you. You do not want someone coming in contact with you and go back being sad and troubled and dirty. That's not what we do in civility. So guys, we're heading to the end of the session. I think our guest was unable to come on in, but I was able to cover the things that she works on, which is touching etiquette. Of course, we're going to try to bring her on another time. So just be mindful of people's touch tolerance. Be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. Sometimes you might have to ask someone, can I give you a hug? Before you hug. Don't just jump on them. Ask them, can I give you a hug? I feel like giving you a hug. I'm so excited. Can I give you a hug? And they said yes or no. They say yes, give them a hug very lightly and step back up. And if they say no, that's it. That's fine. Appreciate them. Don't start fighting with them because they said no, because some people do not understand hugging. So next time you're visiting anywhere, do not forget to research, to read about those places. If you do not have the time, send me an email. It's Louisa at thecivilityacademy.com. I am happy to help you with whatever information that you might need. And I want to say thank you so much, all of you, for just hanging out with me to the end of this. But before I go, we've been talking about the civilized leader. If you're still struggling with some of this, please try to grab the book, The Civilized Leader, and you can be able to have a lot of great contents. We have it on Kindle, we have it on hard copy. Very soon, we're starting up a full study on the contents in the book. So you want to make sure that you grab the book before we start up the study. And we also have the True Civility, and this has a foreword from Dr. Rivers, who is the U.S. ambassador for Burundi. Now, the civilized leader has been, forwarded by Paul Martinelli, who is the president of the John Maxwell Institute. So both books are great books, and you want to be part of what we're doing because it's a really short time that we have online. Sometimes we don't have so much time. We have to respect your time, but try to grab your copy because we're going to be doing a study on the civilized leader very soon. And guys, if you think that you're doing something great and you would love to be on our show, send me an email, Louisa at thecivilityacademy.com. I would love to have you on our show. We would love to have a chat with you and just find out how we can bring you on the show. As long as your message aligns with what we're doing, we'll be excited to bring you on the show. If you have a question, if you have a comment, if you want to suggest something that you want to hear on the show, send me an email as well about a topic that you want to learn about, and we're happy to bring this on. So guys, thank you so much. And I want to say a big thank you to Lady Etty. We will bring her back again because she has a lot of great things about her. If you're in Nigeria, please try to read about what Lady Etty is doing. She's doing a lot of programs. She writes a lot of articles in magazines. She's on a TV, on radio, speaking about etiquette, civility, and public relations. And welcome, Steve Harris. Wow, Steve, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much. We're just ending this now, and thank you. It's so good to have you in the session. Thank you so much for your encouragement and your support. It's great to have you. So guys, I hate to let you go, but I have to. Thank you for making out time to be here. Thank you, Bonsi. Thank you, Arlene. Thank you, Sarah Coleman Lee. It's great to have you, Sister Dulcie. It's great to have you, Amatio. It's great to have you. Thank you so much, Bobby. It's great to have you here from Abuja as well. I have to let you guys go, and thank you so much, and have yourself a wonderful rest of the day. I'll see you on Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and during the week for a masterclass series on what to do when people are rude. Thank you and have a great day. Yes, we still have people jumping in, but we have to end this. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you again.